Gaza's government media office has accused Israel of deliberately targeting starving civilians at aid distribution sites, calling it a horrific international repeated crime. According to a statement published on Telegram, Israeli forces have opened fire on Palestinians gathered at US-backed aid centers, killing 27 more people today and bringing the total number of deaths to 102 since May the 27th. Another 490 have been injured in attacks at 8 sites in the Palestinian side of Rafah and along the Nazarene corridor. The office said the 8 centers located in exposed areas under Israeli control have become mass bloodbaths, luring desperate civilians suffering under severe famine and siege conditions. The Israeli occupation military has confirmed that its troops fired near a US-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation (GHF) aid distribution site in Gaza, saying the shots were directed at individuals who approached from unauthorized routes. In a statement posted in English on Telegram, the army said soldiers identified several suspects moving towards them about 500 meters from the aid site. After initial warning shots were ignored, additional fire was directed near a few individual suspects who advanced toward the troops. The military stated that it is aware of reports of casualties and that the incident is currently under review. Spain's defense minister has suspended an Israeli missile manufacturing license, effectively cancelling a €285 million contract for 168 Spike LR2 anti-tank systems intended for the Spanish Army and Marine Corps. The decision, confirmed by Defense Ministry sources, is part of Spain's effort to eliminate technological dependence on Israel due to its military actions in Gaza. The contract, awarded in October 2023, is PAP Technos, the Spanish subsidiary of Israel's Rafael advanced defense systems, included 168 launch units, 1,680 missiles, and full logistical support. Spain is now considering the United States-made FGM-148F Javelin missile as an alternative. Hamas has condemned the Israeli military massacre in the El Alam area in the Palestinian side of Rafah as a deliberate act of genocide against unarmed civilians waiting for food aid. In a statement, Hamas highlighted that targeting the starving during their search for food reveals the nature of the oppressor. Hamas called for immediate action from the United Nations Security Council and international relief organizations to hold this deadly mechanism and open safe humanitarian corridors under international supervision. Egyptian Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has emphasized that under the auspices of Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, Egypt puts achieving a ceasefire in Gaza in coordination with Qatar and the United States a top priority. During a government meeting, Madbouli stressed the importance of preparing for a reconstruction conference without displacing Palestinians. The Egyptian Prime Minister also praised the organization of the recent Egyptian-American Forum and highlighted efforts to enhance economic relations with Arab and African nations. UNICEF spokesperson Kazim Abu Khalaf has announced that the organization has 1,000 aid trucks ready to enter Gaza, emphasizing that international law requires Israel to facilitate this aid. He also condemned the targeting of Palestinians seeking humanitarian assistance and called for a swift, independent investigation into the violence and at the aid distribution center. Additionally, Palestinian Health Ministry spokesperson Khalil al-Daqran reported over 60 Palestinian deaths and around 600 other injuries near 3 centers due to Israeli fire.
To the right.
UN spokesperson Stephanie Dujarric has said the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres expressed his outrage over reports of Palestinians killed and injured while seeking aid in Gaza, calling for an independent investigation. Dujarric said that Guterres condemned the violence and urged for a permanent ceasefire, emphasizing Israel's obligation to allow humanitarian aid into Gaza. Dujarric also highlighted the dire conditions with severe restrictions on aid deliveries, worsening the humanitarian crisis.
People in Gaza must be restored immediately. The United Nations must be allowed to work in safety and security under conditions that fully respects our humanitarian.
The UN Human Rights Office has warned that Israel's actions in Gaza, including blockading aid and repeated attacks on civilians, could constitute war crimes and other serious violations of international law. Spokesperson Jeremy Lawrence pointed to the killing of civilians at aid distribution sites for a third consecutive day, calling for immediate, impartial investigations. He also criticized Israel's militarized aid delivery system, saying it endangers civilians and breaches international standards. Lawrence also referred to the International Court of Justice 2024 ruling that found a real and imminent risk to Palestinians under the Genocide Convention.
From officials in Gaza already talking about movement.
In 2024, the International Court of Justice